Welcome back to the podcast. I rarely ask for favors like this. But if you are free and you're interested and you have cha-ching money, there is an event happening on the 21st of September. It's the GSC Popcorn Run. Woo! If you are interested in joining this run, just sign up with the QR code over here. It'll lead you to Ticket to You. There's like an early bird pricing. Then you can just get your tickets for your family, yourself, solo, whatever lah. MEP is managing this event and we are tasked to find as many runners as possible. So as part of my KPI, please just enter the run. Okay? Enter the run. I'll put this QR over here. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Love you long time. Welcome back, Cup. To the podcast. Been a while.
Great to be back. Back permanently now.
Yeah, man. Back permanently. Oh,
6 months. Was it 6 months?
6 months, yeah.
Shit, man.
I was back for one show in between.
Yeah.
Sure.
So all the stereotypes
for a while.
about East Malaysia true lah.
What stereotypes?
The chicks that hot. Wait, what?
What?
Wi-Fi, you know.
Wi-Fi is bad. Wi-Fi
Oh,
is
shit.
bad. Mobile phone data is bad. You lose connection in your video call.
Oh, that bad.
Oh,
Basic
damn.
things like that. But it's understandable lah. It's Sarawak, so it's a small.
To be fair, it was in Cebu lah, not
Yeah.
in like main area
Right.
Kuching.
Not in
like that.
Kuching. Yeah.
But you can't go to, I don't know, like a
Cyber cafe.
mall or something with better.
God lah.
God lah, right? No.
What, a mall?
I'm sure there are spots that are...
Like Starbucks. Starbucks in
got
Cebu.
lah.
Okay lah.
Places up there.
But does it give you that life where it's like connection is so bad you decide to give up and just open your doors and this is what life is like.
Yeah, but then you waste time, right? And then you're like, what am I doing in my life? I'm not doing anything. I'm not achieving anything.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
I'd rather go
Which
back
is a
home and do
perfect segue
Yeah.
to today's topic.
What's the topic today, MJ?
Yeah,
Please.
We're going to talk about hustle culture and a growing opposition to it, specifically for people in the Gen Z camp, right?
And Gen
Sub-
A, Gen Alpha also can say.
Sub 25 years old, right?
Yeah. So actually,
and that is called quiet quitting.
quiet quitting.
No, well, quiet quitting is one aspect, right?
Ah.
Then you have, like in China, you have lying flat, or now
Let it roll.
Laosuren, or rat people. Then in Japan, you have hikikomori.
Or karoshi.
Oh damn, bro. That's the opposite. Like karoshi means death by hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Japan's version will be like hikikomori versus karoshi. Right?
Yeah.
So for context, it's basically people now who don't see the value of working hard and striving and hustling.
Yeah.
And they would rather just chill, right? So examples would be, even as far back as, in uni, they would wake up at 12:30, then they would eat lunch at 3, and in between that, they're doom scrolling. After lunch, then they continue doom scrolling, not doing much. And then an early night would be like 1:30 a.m. sleep.
Wow, actually, that sounds beautiful. I feel like I need that.
So,
Yeah.
but this is a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
It is the daily thing.
The daily thing that they.
So this
go
is
through.
a bit in contrast to perhaps people in our generation, those 30 and above, where we have been taught by our
Gary
favorite
Vee.
generation, the boomers, that we have to work hard and get a
And
degree.
Gary Vee also, our generation at one point,
yeah.
Gary Vee was so viral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want an iPhone for what?
Do you remember that?
Have you all heard of the 4 lines of the generations? So boomers is it's all about the money.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Gen X is it's about balance, work and life. Gen Y is where's the money?
No. Sorry. Gen X is it about the money?
Is it about the money? Gen X. Is it about the money? Gen Y is where is the money?
Yeah, where is the money? Yeah.
In reference to you promised us by hard work, money would
Yeah.
be there. Right? So where's the money, Gen Y? And Gen Z is what is money?
Yeah.
Because for them, they haven't even interacted with cash. It's always been touch and go.
Correct.
Do it now. And all
Yeah,
that. Yeah. So they don't even recognize that cash is a physical construct that we had created to exchange.
Wow, that is crazy. I'm so mind blown now.
Yeah. So imagine if you tell them about a check.
Holy shit. You mean check my homework?
It's a check.
Yeah. So
Wow, that is insane.
yeah, I heard that. And also, so a bit of origin story, why I thought of discussing this. Because I recently, I won't say who, I spoke to this kid and he was selling furniture.
He's Malaysian.
He's a Malaysian Chinese guy and he speaks very well. So he told me he dropped out and he was saying how he just felt very depressed. And I was wondering like, bro, what is there to be depressed about? I mean, like everybody goes through a form of like you feel down and all that. And then he just said, I just don't see the value in trying. I'm very happy doing this job. I get to scroll my phone. And when the customer comes in, I sell the chair. And if a customer is not interested, the customer leaves. So I get my base salary and I go back home.
Yeah, I guess this is something that we are interested in talk about is because suppose we try to do the same thing, I think our parents would just disown us or something like that. Right? It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. But his parents were the ones that I asked him, so what do your parents think? And he said, my parents are actually very supportive of it. They're like, as long as you're happy.
But see, his parents are probably not boomers.
Probably Gen X.
There you go.
Yeah. So I also, to go back even further, I've been noticing on my work trips and everything also that a lot of the Gen Z generation actually try to pursue jobs that just to get by. It's not a career per se. For us, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of us in this 30 and above now, when we started off, it was almost as if like you're already behind.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you always feel that, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, only a degree? Where's your master's? Where's your PhD? How can you expect your salary? You got to grind harder. You got to work later. You got to commute further. You got to do more. First job, where's your side gig? And if you don't do any of that, people are like, huh? What are you doing in your free time? And that is something I feel like for the past decade, right? It's like it echoes in your brain, but you don't really say it. I also think this is a defense mechanism, and I had this discussion with Yuren. I'm like, I guess we just have dark jokes because we cover up how depressed we are inside. La. So we're like, hey, later you kill yourself, eh? Yeah. So it's quite strange, right? But I think for them, they're like, what's the point? And it really, because when I had that conversation with him, is after my trip from Taiwan. And Taiwan, they don't even want to work in the hotel anymore. Because their hotel is short of staff. So they say, you deliver water. You want water to your room? I'm like, yes. Robot come deliver water. They're like, wow. The competition is no longer with humans, but with robots also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for them, I can empathize for sure. You know, especially when you see a previous generation that works so hard to achieve the bare minimum. Don't you think we all work damn hard to achieve the bare minimum? It's quite mad, bro.
Just to stay afloat in KL.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I came back to KL, right, I heard all the fucking LRT noises. The lorry noises. And it's like the city is looking at you, you know. It's like,
You better...
you hear now. What's your excuse now?
Oh, yeah, man. 100%.
Oh, this is the city. This is the sounds of the city.
And they...
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, man. And
No,
don't you
it's
think...
very different from the quietness
in Cebu.
in Cebu, in Sarawak.
Do you feel like when you were there, a lot of people in Cebu just felt as if like life is what it is here and we should just enjoy the moment here?
Yeah, it's a lot like it's the thinking is very different from KL thinking. It's like I can survive. I live to fight another day. I don't need to. The things are a bit cheaper there lah. So I don't need to. I do this to get by. I live another day. I live until I'm 80, and then
Hopefully
it's over.
I pass in peace.
In KL, it's like I need to achieve this, achieve that. I don't know what. I
Keep
mean,
up the
it's not
Joneses.
like they're wrong. You know, it's like what are we fighting for? Also, we're fighting for comfort. They are comfortable.
Yeah. It's so strange, man. It's so strange.
And they probably earn like a 1/10 of your salary
Yeah.
or whatever.
But they're in a small town, so they get by.
But are they really comfortable though?
Yeah.
Like, for example, no, I mean like for example, a comfortable couch, you know, versus a cheap couch.
Yeah, but they just get used to the cheap couch and they're like, yeah, I'm comfortable now. you
No,
know?
but I don't spend my whole day, brass up my head and everything.
Dealing with a lot of difficult, I don't know, people.
You know, to your point,
challenges.
I just came back. I think we both just came back from Bentong, right? Or you and Jana bike or something like that.
I was in Bentong, yeah.
Yeah, so I passed by Karak Town, we passed by Bentong, Jana bike.
Yeah.
So you see this uncle sit at the pondok there. I said, he's raw dogging, you know.
yeah.
He's just over
No
there.
bed, nothing. It's
No,
just
just sit there.
cement.
He's not even reading newspaper. You know, at least I go to Kajang, at least the uncle, right, sit in like
Look at phone.
abandoned house. No, read newspaper. At least this fellow just sit there.
Looking at the wind.
Yeah.
That's it, you know.
Yeah, man.
But you know,
Your
in
point
its
lah.
headspace, right? Once you sit down with this kind of uncle, you talk long enough with them, you know what they will end up saying? They'll complain about the government and how our life is tough. We're being discriminated.
Maybe lah.
That's what they always go
possible
through,
also.
I'm definitely on the camp of hustle culture and buying things that make you feel comfortable. I'm not like about spending everything, but buying things that make sense for me. So it's like you go Cebu, like are they really comfortable when you sit on a couch that's like not so nice? Your TV is actually it's not like HD. We're going to a 4K area. Are you really that comfortable?
I think it's just that because we are from this area, we are from this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Even when I was there, I wasn't like the Sarawak culture, just sit back, relax on the couch and everything.
Kat was struggling to.
And I wait.
You was being uncomfortable
I
in a
take care-
comfortable
Yeah, I
place.
take care of my kid most of the day. At night from like 10 to 2 a.m. I'm working.
Oh my gosh. Must be. The time passed by slower there.
Yes.
Yeah,
What kind of
man.
work did you do? Remote working?
I was remote working. I was working on my website and everything for the company lah.
Oh, but wait, is it self-paced, or do you have like external pressure?
No, self-paced.
Oh, then it's okay lah. Then it's still comfortable, The only pressure you have is
yeah,
whether you do
but-
good enough or not.
But yeah, exactly.
But opportunity is in the city. That's the thing. So it's
But
like
you want to complete everything before you come back to the city. So
Yeah.
so there's some pressure you put on yourself.
yeah,
And us being from the city, I'm sure we all have that.
100%. You
Yeah.
feel like there's
Pressure.
this daily or even hourly checklist that needs to be done, and it's never done.
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten a job, right, and I'm still running freelance,
Mm.
editing video for him and then doing my own academy, I am able to perfectly organize and segregate my life in different compartments.
Mm.
So in a way, you can say that my current day job, I'm actually quiet quitting.
Oh, because you
Okay.
Yeah,
To
because
do your side, to do your own business and
Yeah,
to
my-
focus your energy on your business, right?
correct. Because it's like a lot of these quiet quitters, why am I working so hard when I'm being paid peanuts? I'm not saying I'm being paid peanuts, but the idea is still the same. You work in your job, right? What do you have to give more when the work never finish and you
Yeah.
cannot earn that much?
Yeah.
So once I got this job, right, I feel like, wow, this job is pretty good. I'm very happy at my job. But at the same time, I feel like, oh, okay, I can organize my time where this company also allow. I finish work at 6, then I really don't look at it in some ways. And you feel more happier, like
yeah.
why you want to go extra mile.
Mm.
When there's so many things. How technology, they always say like AI is so much more better. With every new introduction of technology, across over the years, right? They always say that your job is going to be easier, things will be faster. But if things are so much better, then why are we getting more stressful? Because all this innovation will just have, it forces you to do more. Or now that-
Yeah.
now
Or
that-
expectation higher a bit.
yeah, it's not like we'll never say that now we have AI, right? We won't take as long as 2 hours to do this one task as how we usually would. So now that I have AI, right? Then does that mean that I finish this? I save the 2 hours. I go home? No, it's I give you 5 more things to do.
Yeah.
that's
I do
only-
things faster. I do more things now.
Yeah. So it's like
And I get paid less for it.
Yeah. Because I do for you, ma. What you do?
Yeah. I get the same amount paid for more output.
I think some stats like wages have tripled in the past 30 years. Some ridiculous. It only
Wages
tripled.
have tripled.
In
only
the
tripled?
past 30 years, only tripled.
Yeah, and house
damn.
prices is like times 10.
Yeah, I will share this story. I think the very first part I did, I shared this story, but I'll just share it again, right? Like my uncle bought a house in SS2 for 65K.
Damn.
He was earning 1,200 a month, so let's
Damn.
call it 15K.
Yeah, so the ratio is really
Yeah, it's
out
4.
of whack.
Basically, it's 4 lah, right? He bought it at a ratio of 4. Today, he was an engineer. So today, engineers were earn 4,000. So round it off to 50K a year. That means the equivalent would be trying to buy a house in SS2 for 200K. Bro,
with the salary lah.
that's the front porch, Maybe the front porch.
Yeah,
But
man.
the full price now of SS2 is maybe like a mil. 1 to
700K?
1.2.
1
Oh,
mil.
1.2.
No, 1 to 1.2.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And that's how old lah. The older ones maybe
Okay,
get
so
like
then
800,000
I think like the more sophisticated discussion would be, but back then SS2 was like an estate. It's like the
Not so connected.
It's like the Bentong compared to us, right?
Yep.
No, like legit, right? So
Yeah.
so like you and back then outskirts was 20 minutes from KL City Center. Yeah. I mean from SS2
20 minutes only, man.
to KL City Center, I mean no jam lah. 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
No, everything very near.
Oh, shit.
No, from my place to here, no jam. That day, record time 18 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah. So anyways, so they say, but it doesn't count, because back then it was like outskirts or whatever. But if you apply the same thinking, right? So let's say what is the outskirt equivalent from, let's say, the PJ area?
Port Disco.
Huh?
Port Disco.
Port Dixon. Port Disco. Can you get a house for 200K?
Why you call
Can.
it?
Port Dixon can. Now the SS2 is Port Dixon already.
Okay, so then the question is,
Bro,
what
this is
the
400K, bro.
400K, shit.
Okay, but let's say for the sake of argument, right? Let's say it's 200K lah.
So you got to travel from
It's
Port
40
Dixon
minutes.
to KL.
Yeah, so the distance is already like 20-30 minutes, and then the another jam is 30 minutes. So it's a completely different
Comparison.
discussion lah. Like
Not only that, last time, you can even study overseas, send back money, all this type of shit. Now, you're like...
So I think the Gen Z is looking at all of this and thinking like,
Why?
where do I even start with this kind of game? The game is so stacked against my favor already.
Yeah, man.
And then I learned how to. There was this story about there's this
Is it fisherman?
there's this doctor specialization in radiology.
Okay.
Okay, so previously they didn't have like you can't really scan an image and figure out the
Problem
the
with
disease or anything, right? So there's this specialization called radiology that you look at.
Oh shit, it is 100K.
Wow.
What is
Wait,
it?
Kap, that's our bunker, bro.
wait.
Yeah, but we need to travel from there to KL.
But this is 750 square feet. So the SS2 house, it would be 1,008 square feet. So
But-
it's
Kap, if we all move there, we can do park there, bro.
By the beach. Actually, we can. Actually, it's not a bad idea. It's
1
my
million bungalow.
yeah, Port Dixon, man.
Pool
It's
capital.
cheap. Pool capital. Move there, start our own city.
Yeah,
Well,
rotate.
but that's just a size lah. I guess.
Wasn't it like your idea or your idea?
It was
that
my
you
idea.
start?
It was John's idea.
a
Yeah.
mini like
Town,
village.
village.
Then
Like,
every 2 years we vote for the mayor.
yeah,
campaign,
bro. Yeah, bro.
Campaign, Simon
We do a
Peter.
silo government, bro. Fuck that shit, lah. Okay. Wait. You were saying?
So there's this radiology specialization where you study damn long, like in the 12 years to get the knowledge.
12
to
years?
look at X-ray
Yes.
and figure out what kind of disease you have.
you need
okay.
12 years to learn that?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah. Because it goes across all ailments.
Okay.
So there's a very widespread.
There's no book you can refer.
You can,
Oh, damn.
but you want to see it, and then an expert will know lah what it is in a short duration of time instead of referring to look at a book, right?
Okay.
But now, AI can do imaging and can detect the disease for you
So fuck your 12 years,
Fuck your 12 years. So, so you're out of the job already, right? And these guys are now in their like 50s lah. Okay, to be fair,
Oh, damn.
So they're lucky lah, right? I mean, in that sense, right?
they've made their money already lah, a bit of it. But there's no reason for anyone to go into. I mean, this can happen to almost any one of your jobs.
Absolutely.
Suddenly you become obsolete, taken over by AI, right? So, as a Gen Z, how do you choose what you spend your time and learning on?
Yeah, and to your, but in that specific scenario, it's well deserved because if you let if your children ask you what doctors you should be, and if you want to go for the maximum ROI for the least effort, you would have radiologists,
Anesthesiologist.
yes.
Anesthesiology is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Why,
Mathematics a lot, the dosages, and they take care of the ICU, the intensive care unit. They are owners of the intensive care unit.
But
So
I-
anesthesiology is bad.
The studying for sure is difficult, right? But I'm talking about like just basically don't be a surgeon. That's
And the
what-
highest pay
correct
for the
correct.
least
Or maybe
amount.
like if you want to be
now,
orthopedic,
for now, surgeon is still very strong because the hands,
Dexterity, lah.
and also in surgery, one big difference is your patient, right, can comes in very different sizes.
no. So my
One
point
can be
is,
very, very fat, right? You need to
Yeah.
cut through more of.
But he is saying
no. What I'm saying is that it's well deserved that radiologists are losing their jobs because
Right.
their jobs are
They're
easy.
easy.
That's right. So it's good that only the neurosurgeons, the cardiologists will survive because right now the robotics cannot replace so
Yeah.
much.
I mean, I think medical one by one they'll all be replaced lah.
no way. No way got one by one. Bro, you still need surgeon, man. You cut fat guy, how lah?
Eventually, you can train the AI to use robotic arms. And
Cut fat guy.
And they are more precise.
eventually, lah.
For sure.
But I think medicine also
But
is
fat
still,
guy versus thin guy, they have to solve that problem. Lah.
medicine is still a very emotional product, right? Like, I'm sick. I want to see people. I don't want to see machine. I want somebody to empathize.
Actually,
with
fuck
me.
that. I want a machine, man. Bro.
No,
I'm
but you can do that. You
Fuck
can do a hybrid,
fucking
right? You
scared.
can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the person.
Yeah.
Then, okay, all right, you do inject the anesthesia and then ask the robot to settle. Lah.
So
Yeah.
I think they
So
probably
maybe
will-
the staff will go down to like 30% staff lah, the hospital.
Wow.
that's sad, man. Can you imagine if let's just say you had a car crash, you had to go to the emergency, right? You rush into the ICU, and then I was like, somebody please help. My partner is like,
No, you just sit down there, robot cut you up, fix you up.
And then the robot comes, please sit on this chair.
Please pay your parking ticket.
So that's the,
The
thing,
fee
right?
is 2 ringgit.
It's completely, you can envision when we are close to death at our age, right? 80 something, 90 something, which is, let's call it 50
I doubt it.
years
I think
time.
120. We're living to 120.
50, 60 years time. They could design robots with that kind of
Like Siri
human
lah.
touch. Like, not Siri, I'm talking about vision.
Oh
I'm
shit.
thinking about vision. Because what is vision is just Jarvis in a
Yeah,
in a suit, right?
Oh, but what if you're going through a surgeon and there's a robot, and then the robot haywire, it's like, gee.
Final destination 69.6.
Like Mirror episode.
I'm sure it will for sure happen.
Yeah, and then they'll shut it down and then they'll bring it up
No,
again
but
later.
it's just a failed experiment. So
Yeah.
then that thing will prompt governments to regulate and to improve the,
Yep,
the
yep.
product.
Or
And then meanwhile, the
you
guy.
become Robocop.
I mean, it sounds very harsh, but like one of the greatest medical advancements in history came out of Unit 731. Have you heard of Unit 731?
No.
Unit 731 was the you go and Google. Try not to go to the images, okay?
Please go to the
It was
images.
during Imperial Japan because they took over
I heard
parts
of
of
it.
China. So they were taking Chinese people as experiments. So they wanted to test, okay, if I frostbite this fellow's finger, how much force do I need to knock it off,
Yeah, that's
So then
crazy.
after they knock it off, then then they go and record. Then they inject HIV, they inject different type of STDs,
Yeah,
they
it's just mad.
amputate with cold water, with whatever. It is the most. So what happened is that up to today, Unit 731 has not been tried in court. Why? Because the US government basically said, look, you have a lot of data, medical data, and we need that. So we'll grant you immunity if you give us all the data.
Wow.
If you can go to ChatGPT, then you can ask what are the medical advancements or like drugs created as a result of the data. From
Wow.
Well, we went too far from quiet quitting. Let's talk about this.
But that's
So that's why a lot of like if you notice, right, after World War II, the Germans got like hammered a lot, right? A lot of them went to jail, went to trial, but then the Japanese side, like,
True,
pretty harsh. Everyone's like, hey, where's the justice?
Wow.
So one of the reason is because Unit 731, one of them.
Damn.
You see, you go to ChatGPT and see what medical advancements arose out of the data from Unit 731.
But do you think with all, because as we grow older, right, there's more and more data, ma?
Yeah.
And especially because there's data from all over the world and it's pulled together in the cloud,
Yeah.
right? Lucky you have more competition because I think you're just waiting for the day, right, iRobot becomes real.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Bro.
I think I shared this in the origin. I can't remember which one. I mean, this is healthcare, but I think in education, soon your competency as a teacher, your knowledge, right, is not very important anymore. Because even if you're a good chemistry teacher, the AI is going to know better than you, right?
Yeah.
The AI can pull from all the best chemists in the world,
Yeah.
and then he can pull from the best communicators in the world, and then synthesize to give the best pedagogy in the world for your students. So then what then does this mean that teachers are useless? I would say no, because a new sort of teacher will emerge, which is the teacher that can best motivate a kid. Because right now, AI cannot really do that. But the teacher that has that human touch to be able to know, okay, this student needs like tough love, right? He's lacking a bit of that. Or to be able to see that, that kid has a difficult like background, so I need to put a hand over his shoulder. Little soft touches like that, AI can't really do now. So that teacher is going to be very highly paid. Like a motivator teacher. No more is competent. No more am I going to be like, I'm going to give my kid to that teacher. There you go.
Let's just read. Like
Yeah.
frostbite lah, like you said, disease. Wow, anthrax
Yeah.
also.
Fastest method to rewarm. So like they put frostbite, then they say, okay, how fast can we rewarm it?
Wow, that
I
Chinese
wonder why the
guy.
Japanese people are so enthusiastic or ambitious about this.
They
No,
love
because
it,
they
bro.
saw these people as subhuman. So like if I think that if I
Like, what were they researching this for?
For their own people's
Yeah.
medical.
Oh, wow.
Damn, that is messed up,
No
man.
legitimate medical advancement
Oh,
today
didn't, huh?
traces its origins to Unit 731.
I think this may not be too accurate.
Maybe because they
Let's
don't want to
check.
review it.
Yeah,
It's like,
bro.
we have this advancement is because we found out from the Unit 731. They
Yeah,
cannot say that, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
it was a crazy experiment. But you know what I mean? So, but to your point, yes, I think that's why the kids, don't they see so much uncertainty. So the default is just to
Give up.
quit lah.
You know, at this time of June 2025, we had news of a boy who stabbed his mother to death,
Bro.
as well as his brother, because the mom, who is a Chinese school teacher, keeps on scolding him over his SPM results.
Right.
And this is in Malacca.
SPM only what?
So even in Malacca, wow, they stress already for education. Chinese school, I think Chinese school is the same all across. Homework.
I need to clip
stress.
this and send this to Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing is that last time, back in the 60s, right? Who's your, for you to get good, who's your competition? It's
Bro.
your area code only,
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, man.
It's like OUG only, I can be
Yeah.
the best in OUG.
Then you'll be
But
top
now
here, top dog
after-
here.
Huh?
Yeah, you'll be top dog here.
Yeah,
that's
it's just top dog here, but you get paid well,
Yeah.
right? Nowadays, with the social media connectivity, internet, everything, right?
Everybody
You
is a
need to
competition.
compete everywhere and winner take all,
Yeah.
I feel like it is winner take all.
Dude,
Like the best of the best.
yeah, I totally agree.
Create the biggest companies, shut new people from entering the market. That's the game now lah.
As adjacent to your point, right? Do you feel right that? Okay, so I'm sure your parents have told you before, oh, this so and so is very good looking, and all that. Do you realize
absolutely.
you find yourself disagreeing with your parents a lot on what they find good looking, people they find good looking?
I mean, my parents tell me I'm good looking, so I better agree, right?
No, that one. But no, they would. Let's say they would watch like a drama.
Oh, like a-
They'll say,
okay.
"Oh, they're
Okay.
very good looking.
To be fair, my mom loves Andy Lau. And I'm like, bro, Andy
I
Lau.
love Andy Lau.
Yeah, Andy Lau's pretty good looking, bro.
Yeah, okay, my experience is that I feel like their taste is like pretty down there.
Standard down.
Oh, I
Right?
see.
Then just to tie back to your point, I think it's because of that, right? Because you are used to your area, so to you the median beauty is this. So when someone is slightly above that, then you feel it's like, very good looking.
Yeah.
But for people like us, because of the internet and all that, right? Like we can see, premium people, right? It's the same feeling. I don't know if you all felt, right, that when you were in, when you move the transition from primary to secondary school, then suddenly you're like seeing girls from other secondary schools, like, whoa,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
damn,
Man.
well, she's from.
Then you go do those sports, inter-school sports. Would be
then
like-
you go spot, wow. Then you think that is the peak, Then you go to college.
then you
Oh, then you think that's the peak, right? Then you go to university overseas or whatever. Then you're like, okay, this
No,
is
but this example works in terms of smarts also.
yes,
right?
exactly.
Primary
right,
school, you
exactly.
can be top class, everything.
Yeah.
Secondary school, is top class. College, everyone's doing what they
Yeah.
are passionate about.
college.
you're a bit-
I fucking
now you're a bit
everybody
mid
4.0,
already.
bro.
Yeah.
How to win?
Yeah,
know.
there's a study they did, right? They say the student with the best self-esteem are the ones that tend to top their class, but they are in a second-tier university. So the person who is, say, in Harvard, right, or some top Ivy League, that is in the bottom quartile of the school, is way smarter than someone in the first quartile of a tier
Second,
2 school.
yeah.
Yep,
But
yep.
when they track the progress of the two people, the person who is always in the first quartile of the tier 2 school have better self-esteem, more confidence than the person who is in the bottom quartile of the
top tier school.
Ivy League school.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is like just some data points to tie into what he said. Which is, a lot of it is just like your environment.
So as a Gen Z now, you go out, you're 18, you're 20, right? So your choice is either lie flat or make it big lah. you can't try to hit the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got two choices. So most people are choosing the more modest option. lah.
But I think at the same time, so going back to your question of comfort, right? Like, do you hustle for comfort or do you just like chill and accept your fate? I think honestly, we paint things a lot in black and white, right? But the reality is you can seek a lot of gratitude in the journey in reaching to a higher comfort. So that's like something that we don't talk about, right? We talk about end goals all the time. Like, I want that.
You talk about the money, you talk about the comfort, but why do we actually do it? Us from KL, right? It's rarely because of the comfort or money. It's like, but you want to have your mark to say you did something.
Yes, and also don't you think that part of the excitement is the journey, right? Like, imagine what you are currently living right now is you always thinking of what is ahead of you, like that end goal. Like that end goal, let's say, is like a Bugatti, a mansion, 2 wives, whatever lah, right? You want to travel to like freaking all continents once a year. I don't know lah. The list goes on, right? And you can always add to the list one. So you're always on this constant fire, you know, like you just want to just fucking go hard at it every day. And then now when you hit your 50s, 60s, right? You're still going hard, right? Because you still want to have more, right?
Yeah.
And then now when you look back, or something really, really bad happens to you or to someone else, touch wood lah, right? And then when you have that moment of reflection, right, you realize you actually skipped out a lot of that middle part, right, where you could have enjoyed it too. Because things move, right? Things happen, people go, people come, you make friends, you lose friends. And then you start to realize like, wow, shit, man, I don't even remember the last time I hung out with this guy. When was the last time like you actually felt excited about turning on the TV to watch something on Astro or some shit like that?
Yeah, true.
You know, when was the last time you remembered like being excited to open a present from someone?
Same, bro.
Right, like a surprise or some shit like that, right?
Now I open packs also. No. I seeing that.
Yeah, bro, quite cool, right?
Yeah.
Got it in Taipei. It's bloody expensive, so that's why I'm like, no, that's not worth it.
But yeah, I totally get what I mean.
The journey is actually what the joy is. So the key, I feel, right, I've felt this year is you should do all three. You should enjoy the shitty things also, right? Like, example, going to a shitty mamak, you're like, damn, I have the luxury of choosing to go to a shitty mamak. Not, no choice, go to a shitty mamak. Okay, very big difference. Okay, right. Then I also have the choice of either enjoying this journey or going too hard at this journey. So I choose to enjoy the journey. And then
choose pain a bit. Yeah.
I choose pain a bit. Then when you get that thing, you can choose to enjoy that too. So you should enjoy all three. Be greedy.
Very optimistic lah, John. But everything has its price lah.
100%. But you see, if you don't try, then you are forever there. You are like, I will never have that journey because I don't even want to start the journey. You're not Frodo. You don't want to take the option of taking that ring. You know, you're just like, nah, man, I'm gonna stay in Hobbiton.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of quiet quitters, right? Is that they don't want to start the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't want to try hard. The reality is that if you try harder, and then you find something that you really enjoy, you know, with the pain, and that's the journey that's going to
man.
bring you better rewards.
You are the main character of your own anime, my friend.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta watch Freren. You gotta watch Freren.
Yeah.
Freren fucking good, bro.
Fucking good.
But
Yeah.
but I think a lot of it comes down to how we understand hard work also. I think we had this conversation many times. I think we have to go away from the Chinese version of hard work, where you work hard to get X, Y, Z, pangkat or money or whatever, right? But we have to have the Japanese version of hard work. Like, you know that famous video of them, these Japanese guys making the mochi? You know, where they take the hammer. Right? If you think about it, right? Can't a machine solve this? Right? But why do they still do it? Why do they...
Entertainment value.
Because entertainment, and also I think it's deliberately hard, right? So they're doing something that is deliberately inefficient, but is just doing that, and after that, maybe rewarding yourself with a nice meal or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like that, I think that is the purpose of the more correct purpose of hard work, where you just do it because it's good. It strains you, And then, hunger is the best seasoning.
100%, man.
You know?
I was just listening to this podcast on Joe Rogan. It's like this mentalist. That guy ran a marathon before he started the podcast,
Shit.
So a marathon is like 42 km. And he runs 42 km for fun.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
For fun, right? So he's done like 100 km, 120, whatever lah, right? So Joe was like, oh, we started the podcast. He's like, what were you doing this morning? He's like, I ran a marathon this morning, 42 km. I said, what the fuck? So you ran a marathon before we started this podcast? He's like, I needed to focus on what is at hand today, this podcast with you. So the whole conversation went on to how, actually, right, you know how we are so scared of like failure and pain and all the negative shit, right? But then, if you choose to do really, really hard things or painful things, right, then everything else is like your number already.
Yeah, it is.
Like, imagine, I told you, right, bro, today we're going to lift really heavy in the gym, okay? Then after you fuck up your body, right, we're going to go for a 5K run. Bro, after that, you go to office, your boss still call you, you're like, it's okay lah, just still call me lah. Bro, your pain tolerance is nothing. You're like, yeah, it's okay lah. I didn't have to do that again lah, So I think they don't want you to try that.
I think also it comes with being young. You know how back then, right? If let's just say your parents ask you to do something like, go talk to that person and ask how much is it, you'll be shy, right? But right now at this age, going back to your point, like at my work, I deal with a lot of people. And sometimes things may be difficult, like you have to deal with a difficult learner, or you have to make this decision and then you have to relay it. I don't even feel anymore. I just basically, okay, yeah, this is what it is. And so I think when you are much younger, like all these Gen Z, they're quiet quitting is because maybe they're still young. They have this hesitation and they still feel, what's it called? Gamgai, segan.
Yeah.
Being segan. What's it called in English?
They just feel as if like...
hopeless.
No, not hopeless.
Insecure, underconfident.
It's like you want to do it, but you're shy, Gamgai,
You're not
awkward,
exactly
segan.
motivated in a way, lah, right?
No, it's something to do with like you haven't reluctant. You haven't built up the confidence and the maturity to think that actually this is not much of a big problem. You just do it only. So I think a lot of quiet quitters feel that the hurdles of societies is too high already. So that's why they don't even want to try.
Yeah, that first level actually is not that hard one. Like, so a bit of a tangent, right? Do you all remember the first time, right, you had to talk to a girl you like?
Now I was thinking to another podcast that made me laugh.
But do you remember the first girl you like, right? And you tried to talk to her?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, basically.
It was so tough.
Weird.
It's so tough.
It was so tough. We ended up having this staring.
Mine was it manifests in a very bad way. But
Yeah, mine was also manifested in a very bad way.
It's like some indirect talking. Then she thinks I think she'll get the message, but obviously she didn't know that.
For me, I think I'm grown enough to be able to say this and feel that it's just teens being teens, right? I used to have a crush for another girl. Then during morning, right, I would always look into a certain direction of the school for her to come in.
Oh wow!
But conveniently, right, there's this one girl who sits over there, right?
Oh god!
and she keep on thinking that I was looking at her.
Oh no!
So we developed this very weird relationship for the next 1 year, where we keep on staring at each other at long intervals. So weird.
What?
Long intervals.
Yeah.
How long is one
how long?
interval?
Okay, like if you make eye contact with somebody, immediately you'll kind of move away, right?
Yeah.
But this one, you make eye contact for 5 seconds. That's long.
Damn, son.
We do it for 1 year. It's so awkward.
You didn't even go like blink twice. You're afraid.
And then finally, after 1 year, I said hi, and then then the whole thing just fizzles out. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. You remember or not, Kat? Your first time talking to a girl you like?
Yeah.
Hard, right?
Hard. And
Yeah.
then you only get used to it after like a very long time, like 8 years.
Bro, it takes a while. I think you probably only develop the confidence after you get into college.
Yeah,
Most
correct.
people, honestly
like
speaking.
20 plus.
Yeah, because you feel like you're in your early teens. You just like, dude, I do not know what's going to happen. And that girl is just like, I also do not know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and we're like, we don't want to test
Nobody knows
these
the game.
waters.
Yeah. Nobody
Yeah.
knows the
But I
game.
think that's why that's
Nobody
the
knows the
wonderful part
rules.
of like guys and girls can mix around and then they have like fantastic relationship. Because right now when we are mature right now, you think about flirting with somebody, it's so weird,
A bit. Bro,
Right.
I can hear the thing in the mic. Sorry, man.
It's like you meet a girl and then if you're single and she's single, it's weird if you pull moves on her, don't you think so? You start to think, is this harassment?
Yes, but after after you see, it becomes so easy after you've done it. After you're married. After after
I feel so.
after the
I
journey
feel
is
so.
over already, right? You go back. You think you can do it again? Easy lah.
Easy.
This time.
Easy,
Because
bro.
You
Pull me
know,
back.
you know the rules already. You know the do's and don'ts. You know the game. Last time you don't even know where to start, right?
Actually, I still
And then you
don't
learn
know.
it along your long-term relationship with that one person, right? And then if you were to go back and do it again, probably could learn a lot faster lah.
I actually don't know how. Okay, never mind. Nothing.
I mean, conversation to start, it wouldn't be that awkward anymore,
Yeah,
because that's when you were younger. You already know how to be normal.
Sorry, I was going deeper than that. I was going into more of those hookup culture.
Hookup culture.
But at the same time, so going back to this whole the Gen Z thing, right? I think it's also part of like learning how to just overcome that. But I think there's a lot of media involved that you watch. Like that's the ideal moment, or that's the ideal opportunity for that job. Then you're like, oh, I might have missed it. I might have not taken up on that chance or whatever. And then you just beat yourself up after it. Like.
But I think they're just quiet quitting on office jobs lah. This is where they go into like
Some don't even want to go office job. They don't want to try.
Yeah, so the quiet quitting definition only exists for people who goes into office jobs. So this Gen Ys are okay if they don't work in these office jobs.
Yeah.
Then they'll be hustling. They're back to hustle culture.
Yeah, I do notice a lot of young folk. They don't perform in their salary paying job, but they have a lot of passion outside.
Elsewhere.
Side gig. They're trying to build their own business lah.
Yeah, they're actually
small
quite passionate
business.
in that sense. So one of the part we talk about it, I feel that actually the next generation is going to be more entrepreneurial. Because they don't want to be in these office jobs because they see there's not much progress from it.
And also there's a lot of red tape. And then a lot of people.
The benefits are a lot less now.
Yeah, and then you need to kowtow to the boomer still. He's in his position. You need to wait for him to die. Then only you can get
Bro,
promoted.
boomer not retiring, bro. They are like
they're
hitting
not.
their 70s. They're still not retiring.
Yeah,
bro.
they're not. And then medical is getting better. They're living longer. They still somehow can think.
Someone just needs to have a little push.
COVID was supposed to be. I'm getting cancelled for this, but COVID was supposed to be the push.
Yeah, bro. But they're still there.
They still there,
working.
survive through it.
Yeah. And I think it's not going to change for a while also lah, actually.
Yeah, and the thing is they can vote, right? I think that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. And they are the biggest generation with voting power, and they are a big circle jerk.
No,
on
that's why
their
I don't
own.
know. Syed Saddiq, he worked so hard for Undi 18. I think we should have Undi 70 also.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
70
correct,
cannot
correct,
vote.
correct. Above cannot vote.
Cannot vote already. Later you
Enough lah. Give it
see
to the
now.
next generation lah. You're hogging the torch for fucking
Damn
50
long.
years.
Damn.
Yeah, they say no, but we vote for our kids.
Yeah, lan
Convert
xiao
PDF
lah.
also don't know how to do. Bro. You send email also cannot.
So ultimately, right, if you were to boil it down, right, do you all feel as if, right, there should be a hustle culture more in that generation? Or do you think they should just be who they are and then it's just a slow growth for them?
No, after I said my last point, I think that hustle culture in an office environment may not 100% be,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it. May not lah. Some yes lah. If you like,
Some yeah. You get to a higher ranks of a big company and MNC like with 20,000 staff. Yeah, like 40K easy.
yeah,
month.
yeah.
It's worth it lah. Some more monthly consistently,
But it's either
But once you get there lah, once your seniors all die off lah.
so it's either you hustle in an office job or you hustle outside. One way or another, you still have to hustle lah.
Yeah.
That's my take lah.
There's no chill life.
There's no chill life. There shouldn't be
damn.
any chill life.
Damn, bro. What do you think, MJ?
I think with the rise of individualism, right, it means that people are going to be more peculiar, more more particular about what they like and the things that get them going. In the past was just money or just some monolith like that, right? But now, they'll be like, oh, I need like the correct vibe with the people, specific type.
Yeah.
Or like, oh no, it needs to have, can't start work at 8, needs to be like 11, whatever lah. It's becoming more like specific, which is why it ties into Vincent's point about how people will become more entrepreneurial, right? They are going to wake up at 12:30, but then they're going to work until like 4 a.m. and then they're going to sleep when the sun just comes out, things like that. So I think we are moving into, that's why I never quite understood the whole debate about coming back to office so much, because they will say, oh, are you like, which side are you on? I'm like, what kind of company do you have, right? What are the requirements? You know, when Elon Musk and what's the other guy's name? The JP Morgan guy, Jamie Dimon say, no, you got to be in office and all that. People attack them, right? Because they think that they're old. Especially Jamie Dimon is a boomer, and Elon Musk and all that unfair. But if you look at what they need, right? If you are in Jamie Dimon's case, you're in banking, investment banking. You have to be either in the office or you have to be outside meeting clients and talking and gathering information, building relationship,
networking.
So in those cases, you
can't be at home, right?
You cannot be at home. Similarly, with Elon Musk, hey guys, we are doing manufacturing. You have to be
from home.
The factory. That is what it means. Right? So for them, they are well within their rights to push. Now, the flip side is the boomers that are at the banks or at other fields now say, see what Elon Musk, Jamie Dimon say, so therefore everybody need to go back. But there are some
not necessary
industries is not necessary. Right? Your industry of course cannot go from home.
I no choice lah.
Right? But if you are like what we right?
But I can choose to be flexible with it. So there are days where you don't need to do it. Then okay.
So my point is that you see, the whole point of a corporation, right, is that you kumpul resources together to solve a problem.
Yep.
But because problems are mutating into things that, first of all, the diversity of problems are increasing.
Yeah.
And, last time, the shapes were just triangles and squares. Now you get hexagons, you get star shape, you get whatever, right?
Yeah.
Right? So that's why there's going to be a breakup. There's going to be it'll be more divided, right? People will be having their own businesses and things like that. And therefore, they are going to have specific solutions to their problem. It's just becoming more specific. Last time is one rule for everybody. Now is many rules for many, many people. So similarly to go back to your question, everything will be on a case by case. So I'm just using the back to office as an example. To me, it's such a ridiculous question. It's like asking, should I run a marathon? Then it's like, okay, what do you want? Like, do you have health problems? Is there something you need to prove? Okay, you got nothing to prove. Are you having any asthmatic problems? Not really. So but you know what I mean? Like it goes back to who you are and what do you want to try to solve. And it's now about being specific, tailor-made, customization. That's why if you look at a lot of the businesses that do well, they tend to
flexible
enable you to customize, right?
Yeah.
Astro was dominant. You cannot customize. They put in front of your face what you want to watch, you watch. Now Netflix.
Choose.
Why? Because increased customization.
Well, can you imagine there'll be a new type of Netflix where they like prompt a TV series?
Yeah. Last time you want to order like McDonald's, right? Whatever they give you, you give you. Now you can click, no this, no that, less sugar, less ice, less
Yeah, man.
Customization. So I think that is the name of the game. Individualism rises, customization rises. So customized problems, customized solutions, everything there's no more one size fit all, basically.
Wow. That means Muji also GG. Damn. I think I can agree with that. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of the younger generation, the Gen Z and Gen A, need to somehow try also in order to get to that point where they can grow also. Otherwise, you forever stagnated and then you just lose a whole generation. At the same time, I think like our generation, the hustle culture, right? I think maybe it's just me, right? I'm trying to be ahead of the game all the time. Now, right? In my 20s, I'm like trying to aim for my 30s. Now in my 30s, I'm like, actually, I'm in my 40s, right? What do I really want? So I'm trying to be ahead of the game all the time. So I'm like, maybe balance is the way now. Appreciation is the way of the game.
Your 40-year-old John is asking you to be balanced a bit.
And I feel like I'm a lot happier because of that. So I'm like, they both need to learn from one another. The hustle fella need to learn from the chill fella. The chill fella need to learn from the hustle fella a bit. Then harmony. Yeah. Okay lah. Let us know what you think. Are you team hustle or are you team chill? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Aphrodite, then discuss, Hera, her messy colors.